were going on that were bad, but he was always just a rock. You could trust him. All the parents trust him with their kids, and he'd go there, and we would just hang out. There was a booth in the back, and it wasn't a daycare, but it had turned into some kind of unofficial daycare because we would just loiter. We would come in and spend like 12 cents and stay forever. And it wasn't 12 cents. I'm not that old, but it was not a lot. Yeah, back when you could buy a porterhouse steak for 12 cents. And a nickel for a glass of wine. Yeah, we drank wine in
and a pizza was 25 cents.
It was just a nice thing, and I think that
we walked 15 miles through the snow to get to school in our bare feet up the hill.
Both ways.
Yeah, the blazing snow.
Yeah.
The blazing snow. And is there anything that you want to say about?
Yeah, because as you were talking about, having that place in the community, of course, I want to do one more plug, and that's for our chess group. So in Philadelphia, there are lots of different ways that people come together to play chess. And one of the groups that I'm a part of with Coach Boy is the Philadelphia Chess Society. And our goal is to get kids out to national chess competitions every year. So last year we took, I think he started to tell you about this, we took 2 busloads, 80 kids from 40 different schools down to Supernational chess tournament, which had like over 5,000, the biggest ever, 5,000 participants. And as we went around and talked to other people, there were lots of groups that came as their own entity. Like, so there was like, schools in New York. New York has chess in schools. So there were schools that came on their own together. There were, groups that came together. But I didn't see any group like ours that was a mixture of lots of community groups that came together as one. And so our goal is to really ensure that kids who are interested have the opportunity to play chess. And what we see happen is that when kids go to national competitions, they're confronted with, first of all, competition. We had so many kids that walked into their rooms and they came like screaming back out and like looking for their coach saying, I can't do it. And then, we gently like push them back in. And over time, they become more confident. And as they had some success, then they start studying more. And the more that they study, the more that they're learning some of the real foundations. I've heard you talk about it, about being strategic and planning and having an idea of what your intention is in a game and transferring that into life practice. So we have seen like real individuals. We've seen kids change as a result, and we're all in and making it a thing that happens in Philadelphia.
Coach Boy has got this amazing nonchalant attitude about it that if you don't pay attention, you might think he doesn't care. But he's got this very nonchalant attitude about it. It's funding, and like, it'll come. Yeah. I want to focus on the game, and the funding will come. It comes, and it does. But I worry about things like that where he just lets it happen. But then he gets, what was the thing that set him off? We were talking about getting gifts because he's young-ish. And, you get stuck where everybody will just give you chess sets. And then I asked him what he thought about the Star Trek chess, and that was just an abomination.
Of course, yes.
He's like, no. He just drew the line in the sand. And he's doing a great thing working with the kids, and he's training their minds, and he's training their spirits, and hopefully he has a long, productive life and a crammed house full of everything with chess pieces on it that you can imagine. And I will reiterate what I said when he was on here, is that everybody that knows Coach Boy should get him clothing with chess pieces on it.
Oh, stop. He's going to kill you.
Ties with chess pieces, socks. You can't have enough socks. And hats and stickers and magnets for vehicles and all those chess things.
My family moved to artwork.
Artwork?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Chess artwork.
Chess artwork, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people, when they're giving you that stuff, they seem to don't think you can have enough.
Right.
And you really can. You really can.
Unless it's books, then...
Well, I tell the story about my grandmother with bells when her and my grandfather got married. They got bells at Niagara Falls, and they had them on the mantle. And then every time you went somewhere, it's like, grab a bell for Grandma. And we'd grab a bell and everything. And then after my parents had died and before she had died, I went down and said, hey, I forget where it was. I went somewhere. I bought you a bell. And she said, enough with the bells. I'm like, what? What do you mean? You love bells. I don't love bells. I don't even like bells. We bought the 2 bells. They were cheap. They were only thinking we have to get rid of them. People just kept bringing bells. I got bells everywhere. I'm sick of the bells. And I have to dust 8,000 bells.
I would draw the line right there.
Yeah. Yeah, just cleaning the bells. She said, you clean the bells, and every time you lift one, it ding, 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 ding. It's all day. But a lot of bells. A lot of bells. So you got to be careful. But again, Coach Boy wants socks and ties and things with
Coach Boy does not want socks and ties. I'm here to tell you.
He does, kids. He does. It'll endear you to him.
I think he's coming back.
Yeah, he could come back whenever he wants to, because any story about somebody who's inspiring kids and everything. And I still look at this stuff on Facebook and I follow where they're going and everything, and they're going all over the place. Yeah. I mean, when I was in school, we didn't do anything. We had one teacher that was really good and took us, and we built an electric car, and we did that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was. And he took us, he picked us up on Saturday and drove us to Jersey to his house, 4 of us, and then brought us back and dropped us off at our parents' took us. And he couldn't even do that today. He couldn't even do that. There'd be too many things stopping him. And I thought that was great. But other than that, we never did anything like Coach Boy does with those guys, and you do with them. We never did any of that.
We try to also, when we go, to set up some college tours. And so at the same time that we're going to chess tournaments, like when we were in Nashville, we went to Fisk University, and making sure that kids have the opportunity to know about schools that maybe they wouldn't have a chance to see otherwise. So, we're always like adding and...
I wish we had that when I was a kid. We didn't have any of that.
You could come as a volunteer.
I would be happy.
Really?
No.
I was giving him a minute there.
I
wanted to see. Really?
I was just thinking in a little voice that remember about your fantastic intolerance for very loud children. Don't forget about that.
Come on, it's a chess room. The chess room, they sit there quietly.
That's what I was thinking. The chess kids would be okay.
Chess kids are okay.
But you guys are doing. I almost wanted to ask him about going to play chess there, but just the indignity of just getting stomped repeatedly.
So I don't know if you know that in your neighborhood, at the Oxford Church at Gowan and Stenton, on Monday nights from 7 to 9, the Mastermind Chess Club has one game a night. It's rated games. You're supposed to be a member of USCF, but if you showed up, we'd let you in for a night and have you play unrated. And we have people who come from around the community. We have kids that we know. The Masterminds have been doing tournaments for over 15 years. And so we know a lot of the kids, and as they're getting more serious, they'll come and play with us. Neighbors, people who are just trying to teach themselves chess. We have a whole range of folks that come.
Churches are amazing places because I know somebody who was looking for a meeting for AA, and I think it's the same church. It's amazing that this same church has a chess club, it's AA, has a daycare. They're so versatile. But Monday nights, huh?
Yeah, Monday night, 7:00.
I would get squashed.
Well, we would know you'd be scared, but you could come anyway.
Just the indignity of going out of my way to get beat by somebody a quarter my age, while he's tweeting with the other hand or something. No,
we wouldn't put you up with a kid. We'd put you up with, one of the adults.
No, that'd be better.
Yeah.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of, I would like to do that because there was a mindset that never left, that was really good with the logical thinking and everything.
We also have monthly tournaments, and right now we're hosting them over at Aspira, Huntington Park, and 4th on the second Saturday of the month. And I think you might want to come. You don't even have to play, just to like see.
Yeah.
Because in today's world, I think I hear people asking, like, who are we as people? And there's no way we can all get along. And then you walk in and you see kids from every part of the city, every kind of nationality, all playing respectfully together. And then there's a room with kids and adults who are playing the longer, more competitive games off to the side. And we are a community that has a real code of win with dignity, lose with grace. Like, we don't tolerate bad losers. And I think just to like warm your heart, you should come and just see us.
No, I'm not totally unreceptive to that idea, and totally unreceptive. Being not totally unreceptive for me is like a big leap. So, no.
So I should nag you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. Remind me.
You heard it first, Russ.
That actually does sound good, because our teachers didn't do things. And I think most of them are gone now, so I can tell of the horrors that, they weren't really smart. We had young teachers back when the internet wasn't there to make you a little smarter. Yeah. And I remember one of the first field trips, not Mr. Villarreal, who was on here. I don't know if you know him.
I loved his interview. That was good. Both of them.
Yeah, he's a great teacher. There was another teacher, I'm not going to name him, but he was kind of cutting in on Mr. Villarreal's turf, because in 4th grade you needed 2 Latin teachers. I don't know why. And he took us to a movie, and Mr. Villarreal did everything there. He did acting, theater. He just did everything. And we were happy to get on a bus. We were happy to go to another. Sorry, it was like going to another world. Well, Latin. He took us to a Latin movie. Now you'll understand the significance of this. It was in the theater, and we got dropped off. The bus leaves, and it comes back for us. Yeah. So here he is. He's going to outdo Mr. V, and he's got 25, 30 kids, him and one aide, and they take us to the theater. Took us to see Caligula.
Oh.
We were like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was popcorn thrown.
Yeah, and that was more of an adult movie.
Yeah.
And it was so shocking that we never spoke of it. There was a vow of silence, and I think I'm the first one to ever speak of the Caligula.
Did y'all compare notes later?
No, we never spoke of it. It was never spoken until this moment. It's never been spoken, because the man would have been fired.
Yeah.
He would have been fired, and he had just made a terrible mistake. And between watching what was going on the screen and look at Caligula on the Internet Movie Database, you'll see that 4th grade kids should not be in that movie. And watching this man just sit there, no cell phones or anything at the time. He can't get the bus back. He can't let us loose in the city. No. And he's just sitting there.
Oh, no, he was mortified.
He's just watching his career just dissolve around them. And we're just watching him. And it was, we sat there in silence, and we went back in silence, and we never spoke of it again. Except for, like, I have one friend from that era that I talk to on the phone now and then, and every now and then we'll talk. Remember when you see Caligula? Because I saw the movie a few years later. It's like, yeah, this is still too much. And by a few years, I mean like 20.
Oh, my God.
It's like, I can't believe this guy did not read a review of the movie to say, I shouldn't take these kids. But you guys are doing you're doing chess. You're taking them out to different parts. They're seeing different environments. They're meeting different people. They're going to different parts of the country. And that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to manage even good kids. It's a lot of responsibility. You guys are doing good work. And I would like to see, it would be something special to be in a room with 30 or so well-behaving children, all working towards the same goal.
Seriously. And, one last plug, October 14th is National Chess Day. And so our club, the Masterminds Chess Club, is hosting a tournament in partnership with the After Schools Partnership Group, ASAP. And so we expect a really large turnout for our scholastics.
Where's it at?
Esperanza, 4th and Huntington.
Now, I want to ask you some chess questions that would annoy Jason.
Okay.